Well, hello and welcome to another episode of I'm Just Saying. My name is David Burrier. I'm founder and president of I've Been There Ministries and a follower of Jesus Christ. Today I want to talk to you briefly about those times in life when you feel you're torn. You're between a rock and a hard place. When you're in a spot where you feel you're being pulled in both directions, when you feel God is knocking on your heart and you're not sure which way you should go. Over the years, I've had folks come to me for advice in situations like this, and naturally I direct them to seek God's guidance. But we all know that that's difficult to do at times because rarely do we actually hear God speak audibly to us. And it's hard to know the will of God for your life in situations like that. I mean, you can pray, you can read His Word, you can seek wisdom from family, friends, your pastor, and still you're left with that unsettled feeling. What am I supposed to do? What does God want me to do? What will be the right decision for my family? What if things don't work out? I know the feeling. I've been there. Well, let me tell you about 2 times when I believe God spoke to me. The first time was 33 years ago. I had been offered a job. The job was going to be a cut in pay, 50% cut in pay. It's like, you'd be crazy to do that. And yet I felt this pull both ways. And it was to go to work for a national church body. And I thought, whoa, how can I turn that down? And yet it was going to be a 50% cut in pay. And I was like, God, what do you want me to do? So I decided to take 2 weeks off work and I started painting my house. So I'm on the front of my house, I'm on a ladder, and I'm looking down into a robin's nest. Kind of the bird's eye view. I'm been such a busy person that I often miss these kind of things. So I observed this, having never done that before. And I observed this mother robin. She'd go down into the grass and come back with a little worm and the baby robins, and she would drop it in her mouth. She'd take a little debris out of the nest and she'd go and discard it. Have you ever thought about how do they keep the nest clean? I had never known that. And she did this. And it was like over a good 45 minutes to an hour. I didn't get a lot of painting done, but I was observing this, and then the thought occurred to me. How do those baby robins learn to fly? It was on the top, that nest was on the top of our front porch light. I mean, it's 8 foot down is cement. There's no branch to venture out on. I've never seen a mother robin or any bird carry a little one. How do they teach them how to fly? And that was that thought. And then, without notice, one of the little robins hopped on the edge of the nest, all feathered up. Kind of was tipping back and forth, and I thought, don't you fall out of that thing. And that mother robin will think it was my fault. And I wanted to kind of scoot my ladder over and tip it back in, but it fell back in. I thought, well, there you go. But still, I asked, how was that baby robin going to learn to fly? And there were 2 other ones in there. Without notice, that baby robin got up on the edge of the nest again. And I swear, if that robin could have talked, it looked right at me. It looked right at me. I mean, I wasn't that far at all from it. And if it could talk, I think it was saying to me, you just watch this. You have to understand, I was trying to decide, what should I do? God, what are you calling me to? I've got to make a decision. I'm torn. Lord, communicate. That little robin jumped out of the nest, flew across our yard, across the street, landed by its mother in the neighbor's yard. And I remember going, and within seconds, the other 2 robins jumped up and out of the nest. I got down off my ladder. I sat underneath our oak tree, and I have to confess to you, I cried like a baby. I thought, how did that robin know its wings would work? It had never tested them before. All it had was watching the mother. It jumped, not knowing that they wouldn't just fall to their death. And it was at that moment that I knew what I needed to do. God had communicated to me, as oddly as it might seem to you, through a little creature on earth. And I went into my house, and I got a pad of paper, and I went back to the tree, and I sat down, and within 20 minutes I wrote this poem that I want to share with you. And I titled it, Leap of Faith. We can learn a lesson from the creatures here on earth, just by observation from the time they first give birth. Their instincts are so natural. They seem to know their way. Something deep inside of them must tell them it's okay. The infant birds depend upon their mother for their bread. Their earthly deeds ensure their care, and so it goes unsaid. They grow each day with confidence, and when the time arrives, they stand up tall, they spread their wings, and they start a whole new life. I watched that little robin take a flying leap of faith. My eyes began to swell a little bit as I saw it fly away. That bird had never tested first to see if its wings would work. A lesson that I learned about faith from a creature here on earth. No matter what we do in life, we know that day will come when something causes fear in us and challenges us some. So when you see a robin on the ground or in the sky, remember how they had to leap before they learned to fly. So take a flying leap of faith. You hold it in your hand. By taking a few risks in life, you're sure to understand the feeling of self-confidence and the strength you feel inside. Just how robins feel when they allow their wings to guide. So needless to say, robins have become my favorite bird. And when I've shared this story over the years in various speaking engagements, I have people sending me robin things. If you came to my house, I have all of these things that people send me that have robins on them. I took that job. 2.5 years later, that company decides to move to Chicago. I don't want to go to Chicago. So I'm going to Iowa, and I'm speaking to this group who want to hire me to come and start a new program in Iowa. No guarantee of income. Are you kidding me? You want me to come down here and no guarantee, move my whole family? We don't have any, but we think you could get a grant. And you just want me to do this. So I'm in this meeting. I'm in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. The phone rings. Well, the secretary comes in. She goes, your wife is on the phone. My wife calls me in the middle of this meeting. I'm thinking, something's wrong. So I go out. What's wrong? She goes, you know that robin's nest that we've been watching? Because we lived in Minnesota at the time. It was right outside the bathroom window. Kids could get up on the stool and watch this robin nest. I said, yeah? She goes, well, I know you're in this meeting, but I just want you to know that we just watched that nest empty out. Click. That's what she was saying to me. We've done it once, we can do it again. You know why? Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord. Jeremiah 17:7. Trust in the Lord with all your hearts. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, surrender to him, and he will direct your path. Proverbs 3:5 and 6. I'm just saying.